Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm back. I was on vacation for about a week, so I've got some cool stuff lined up. Besides this fairly quick, hopefully, video about Deadpool 2, I also want to talk about the Han Solo Star Wars story, Incredibles 2, once that comes out, definitely want to talk about that. And I'm working on a very long video about the movie Inkheart, if you remember that from a couple of years back, starring Brendan Fraser. It was based off a book. There were supposed to be 3 movies. There wasn't for a very good reason, and I want to explore that, and that's going to be a really long one. It's ending up being at least a half an hour long, probably going to go longer than that. So far, I've got like a full script and stuff pretty much finished for it, but it's quite a long one, so yeah. But let's dive into Deadpool 2. Now, Deadpool 2 I found was a heck of a lot funnier than the last one, though I did find the first one really funny, and a really nice break of form for Marvel. It wasn't as funny as this one, and the reason mostly for that, of course, was there was a lot of Ryan Reynolds and superhero-style jokes. So, you know, like Green Lantern, how he fucked that up, all that kind of stuff was there, and it was pretty heavy on that comparatively to jokes that the broader audience would get. Deadpool 2, I find, has more of those broad audience kind of jokes, a lot more, you know, stuff like cancer jokes and, you know, shit that Deadpool's gonna say, because he's crazy. But it does still have those, like, MCU superhero jokes and stuff like that, including a really hilarious scene in the after credits in reference to Green Lantern. It's hilarious. If you haven't watched the movie yet, make sure you go for the after credits scene, because it is really, really funny. But yeah, lots of really great jokes in this one that aren't just catered to superhero fans and comic book geeks and, you know, people like me. The plot itself was decent. I didn't find it was strong as the first one, but origin story ones, if they're done right, are usually stronger than their sequels. And then they kind of come back to form after the third, fourth movie, and they get into more deeper villains. But it definitely was weaker, I found, than the first one. The first one, he had a lot more motivation to go after the guy, whereas this one, it's more or less just like you know, I guess we should go stop him because he's going to kill a kid. You know, it's just playing on Deadpool's hero part of his anti-hero character, where he does care at least a little bit, and in the end it ends up being a little bit of a twist, but I won't spoil that for you, at least right now. But yeah, Cable is a great villain, like a really, really good villain, and he worked really, really well. He was acted out very, very well. Very, very well. And it was an overall decent plot, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as strong as the first one for sure, and it didn't captivate me as much. And I'm going to get into spoiler territory to kind of tell you why. So, spoiler alert, if you don't want to be spoiled for Deadpool 2, stop watching right now. So the main reason why I thought the plot was a little bit weaker was 2 scenes in general that really just made me go, ugh, really? Like, this isn't funny, this isn't really that great. It doesn't really build upon very much, and that is the prison scene, first of all. So what happens is Deadpool and this kid, they get arrested because the kid fucked up and then Deadpool shot and killed a guy. So they arrested him, and they took him to this like mutant prison where they take away his powers. So Deadpool didn't have his healing ability or anything like that, so he was basically just Ryan Reynolds with cancer, and the kid couldn't do his, you know, flame-out shit. It was pretty boring because it was literally just Ryan Reynolds trying to make the last funny joke before he keeled over dead because he knew it was coming. And the kid is just a terrible actor. I hated him in this entire movie. And I was glad he wasn't in that many scenes. And the few scenes that he was in, it was just complimenting a Deadpool joke. Because he was an awful actor. I really didn't like the kid. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of kid actors. There's very few things I like kid actors in. Stranger Things is about the only modern thing I can really think of that I like children in. But yeah, the kid actor was very poor. But the prison scene was just really kind of boring and unnecessary. I understand that, you know, they had to arrest the kid, but they could have, like, you know, brought him back to the mansion and had the same kind of plot go on, but with funnier Deadpool moments as, like, the kid. They tried to control the kid, and the kid kept, like, burning him alive. And there could have been some funny Deadpool jokes there. Instead, we got the prison, which was boring, unnecessary, with the exception to introduce Juggernaut, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't like it, besides the fact that they got Juggernaut into this whole mess. That's the only reason it exists. The other one is his death scene. So Deadpool dies in this film. He gets shot by Cable, who was shooting at the kid. Deadpool jumps in front of the bullet. This is when the kid realizes, oh, maybe I shouldn't burn down the whole universe. People care about me. I'm a terrible kid actor. But yeah, so Deadpool dies. And of course, in Deadpool fashion, he's like, I'm dead now. Oh, wait, no, I'm not actually dead. Oh, now I'm dead. Oh, I'm not actually dead. He did this like 4 or 5 times. It was funny the first time. I was like, ha ha ha. That's classic Deadpool doing the trickery. And then it was like, okay, the second time it was like, okay, just die now, have your coming of age scene, and then come back to life like we all know you're going to. And I did it a third time. I'm like, oh my god, fucking stop. It wasn't funny after the first time. It was funny the first time. I got a kind of a giggle out of it the second time, and I'm like, okay, guys, that's enough. And then the third time, I'm like, stop. Just stop. Let him die. Be done with it. The joke isn't funny anymore. You overdid it, like, too far. Because Deadpool is known for overdoing jokes. That's fine. But they went that one step too far. And I just didn't find it funny. And it totally pulled me out of that end scene. Totally pulled me out of what was happening in the story at that point, which was him realizing, shit with his dead wife, about taking care of the kid and being a hero and not being as much of a dick, so he joins up with Colossus and those guys. But yeah, it was a heartfelt scene that was totally ruined by a terrible overdone joke. One last thing I had a problem with, and I know it's kind of a nitpick, but I thought that they would probably be able to pick that out because they seem pretty smart with their plot points so far, and that's the teddy bear that Cable carries. Now, throughout the entire movie, the teddy bear is burnt, right? Because the whole story of Cable is he's coming back to kill the kid because the kid has killed his family, which totally makes sense if you ask me. It's like going back in time to kill baby Hitler, which I think that joke was made in the movie at some point. But anyway, yeah, he comes back to kill the kid. So at the end, after he shoots Deadpool and kills him, he realizes, oh, I should probably be a good guy and save Deadpool. So he uses his one charge to either go forward or back in time to go back and save Deadpool by shooting a blank at him or something like that, or shooting him in the belt, I think it was. So it didn't kill him, but the kid still kind of realized that people care about him. So then the teddy bear goes from burnt to, like, nice again, like normal teddy bear, not dead child teddy bear. And he's all like, oh, great. And it's like, Deadpool's like, but you can't go forward in time anymore. It's like, it's okay. The teddy bear's okay. So my daughter's okay. No, your daughter doesn't exist, Cable. She doesn't exist because you used that last thing and you're staying in this time. So she doesn't exist. You didn't go, we weren't around to meet your wife, to bang her, to make a child. The reason that teddy bear is okay is because now that teddy bear belongs to another child or is on the shelf at some supermarket somewhere and it was picked up. That's it. That's why it's okay again. Because the teddy bear does exist. It was manufactured by the manufacturer. That doesn't change. But your kid doesn't exist. You didn't make your kid. So being like, my kid's all right, it's fine, I don't mind doing that for you, Deadpool. No, your kid just doesn't exist, Cable. So, yeah, your kid doesn't exist. Sucks to suck, but you should probably realize that. You seem smart enough to. But I had a problem with that, because it's like, no, your kid just doesn't exist, Cable. Stop trying to sugarcoat it. Yeah, that's basically it. There wasn't a lot really to talk about. It's Deadpool. It's got terrible R-rated humor. It's got explosions and blood and stuff. It's a fun movie. I definitely recommend going to see it. It's a lot of fun. If you're looking for something just to kind of unwind and laugh at for 2 hours or so, definitely recommend it. But there's not much to say about it because it's Deadpool. Everybody's going to talk about it and talk about its flaws and its pros. But it's Deadpool. It's going to exist, and there's got to be another Deadpool because it makes a ton of money, and it's a fun experience. So definitely go and watch it if you haven't yet. If you're interested in it at all, it's definitely worth the watch for sure. But yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you want to watch anything else I've done, like, say, maybe, I don't know, my Avengers one, you can go watch that. Or you can also watch the one I did on Ready Player One if you really want to as well. Anything like that's pretty cool. And I'll see you in the next one.